The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You're back again with Tom and Steve, and that means that we're here too, right here on The Local Show.
You know, I truly never know what you're going to say. I really don't.
That's what makes it fun.
Is that what you're calling it?
Element of surprise.
It's kind of like being one of your doctors. You never know what Tom's going to say, right? It's
always looking for the answers.
Yes. Doctor, it hurts when I do that.
Exactly. Well, look, Steve, we're bringing back a local celebrity onto the show again. It's Ben Eberhardt. He is the Director of Operations at Mid-Lakes Navigation, and that, of course, is, only slightly kind of what you do. Yeah. Because, you got a big family out there in Skinny.
Many hats.
Yeah. So how are you there, Ben?
Great. Wonderful.
Good. Well. When you pilot the boat on Skaneateles Lake, do they call you captain?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's a protocol.
Yeah. Does your wife call you captain?
No.
Welcome home, captain.
Get to work, captain.
Captain, my captain. You wear the captain's hat and everything? Or?
No. We have we use a ball cap, and we have a shirt that has this logo on it. And then I give out to each of the captains a little anchor pin that has Mid-Lakes Navigation on it.
Okay, got it.
And when we let the kids go in the pilot house and let them drive the boat, we do put a captain hat on in the pilot house to let the parents take a picture.
So let's be honest.
And then give them a pin.
And so it's more of a costume than a uniform.
Yeah, a little bit. It's
well, Captain Stubing, that was kind of a costume.
Right. It's not like a Thurston Howell thing.
So, and you were in the military, right?
Yes.
You have a military background. How many years were you in?
Almost 15.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you for that service. What branch?
Army. I was airborne, Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Tom, you'd like to jump out of airplanes, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I don't want to get in the airplane to jump out.
It was a great career. In fact, every day is different on the boats, which is why I like it so much. It's it's always something different. It keeps me
a little adventure.
Keeps the ADHD going. So
Good. That's highly creative.
A gerbil on a wheel.
That's great.
So is there still ice on Skaneateles Lake, or what's it like out there?
No, it's cleared off, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's in that state where it's very cold. When we have a really cold winter, that's great for the state of the lake.
Water level, is that what you're talking about? Or?
No, clarity and cleanliness.
Okay.
Very nice,
When the ice settles everything down, the wind doesn't stir things up, and it really settles, and eventually it'll warm up, and they call it a thermal inversion, where the bottom heats up and then the lake cleans itself.
Well, look, do you have to keep kicking the fishermen off of your docks and stuff? Come on.
They're out there.
Yes.
They're out there.
I respect them.
Out there. Yeah, yes. I'm putting one boat in here next week to just kind of a tender boat to take care of the judge when we get her in the water.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's boats out there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know what they call it when the lake cleans itself, right?
Listen, listeners, this is a joke. Prepare yourself. A joke from Tom. Tom, what do they call a lake when it cleans itself?
It's called eutrophication.
That's exactly right.
Wow. Look at you with
no
a big
joke
word.
there,
It wasn't
right?
a joke.
He's absolutely right.
Wow, that's impressive, Tom.
I remember that from class.
Something.
But before it happens,
yes,
the clarity of the water is incredible.
Excellent.
It's incredible. You can see, I can attest that we found an anchor that fell off the judge about 8 years ago, and we found it in 35 feet of water before the inversion started, and we could see right to the bottom.
No kidding.
It was stunning.
Was it in good shape?
Oh, yeah.
So you're able to use it?
Well, we put it, it's back on the judge.
So what do they call it in Oneida Lake when the lake turns over and it looks like pea soup? What is that?
That's just a bunch of crap.
Okay. you're like, you're swimming, it looks like it's got chunks in the water. Anybody listening?
So frustrating if you're a boater on that lake.
Right?
When it gets into that August,
what is that? Not as skinny as like the water. I mean, everybody knows the water is the best.
Yeah.
It is.
It better be.
We're very, very fortunate.
Yeah. So what's new, wild, exciting out at Mid-Lakes?
Well, we're very excited to announce that it's actually we have found a new mailboat. We had to retire.
Well, that's awfully misogynistic.
Yeah, I know. So we've been running mail on the lake since we haven't, but there's been mail delivered on the lake since about the 1830s. It's been a tradition that the Postal Service still.
Postal mail, not mail as in manly.
Not
okay,
manly
gotcha.
Not a manly man. So we have the Barbara S. Wiles, which we had to take out of service last year because she's 88 years old. She's soaked and dried over 88 years. And eventually she starts to wear down and get very soft. And starts to bend. And it was just a safety concern that we had that we did not want to push. So we took her out of service last year.
88 years old.
88 years old.
Wow.
Yep. Built in 36?
That'd be 36, yep.
And so we have taken her out of service, and we took a lot of time to find the appropriate boat to put on the lake that fits the look.
Are you fixing the other one, or is it just put her out the field and bury her? What'd you do there?
So the reason we've been holding out to answer the question, and because we knew that everybody was going to ask, that's an 88-year-old wooden boat, and it's very rare. And the good news is, yes, we are going to take a stab at. First, we have to open her up, really look at her, take out a lot of the planking, probably drop out the keel. But we've reached an agreement with the Wiles family, who we purchased the boats from. Mm-hmm. They built the Judge Ben in Bordino in 1985. We've reached an agreement with them. We're going to bring the wooden boat to their barn. They're going to let us lease it from them, and we are going to open it up and hopefully renovate it.
They have the credentials and the experience to build the boat?
They brought in a lot of people. The family had a lot of experience within the family, and they brought in more experience in 1985.
Boat builders. So these are real, people who do this for a living.
Correct. So I'm talking. I can't say any names yet, but I have a couple local guys that I grew up with.
Tom and Steve?
Sure, if you guys want to pick up a hammer and saw and have at it.
Steve doesn't even know what a hammer looks like.
Fair.
But I'm very hopeful that we'll be making more announcements about the future of her. And
so that'll take a while, and you've replaced that boat in the meantime with what?
So we found a boat in New Bedford, Massachusetts that was built as a lobster fishing boat, but it was modified to a passenger vessel off the coast of New Bedford. And the gentleman that ran it decided to end the business. There was, I don't know what the story was behind that, but the boat was available, and there'll be pictures on our website and Facebook page.
Oh, wow.
This week.
It's an old-fashioned boat? It's not like a new Boston whaler? Or
no, it is newer. It was built in 1990, but I didn't, everybody's like, well, grab a pontoon boat. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it.
No, it's a lobster boat. You had me a lobster boat.
It looks like a government service. It looks like a mail boat. If you were to think of a mail boat, you look at this boat, you go, that's a mail boat.
Okay.
And it's got, it's got the red and blue stripe down the side, the mail collars.
They drive it down the thruway? How the heck did you get it here?
So we had discussed two options. We're still looking at it, but it looks like we're going to truck it up on the thruway. We were going to bring it up through the Hudson River and down the canal, but they've had some problems on the canal this season so far, so we're going to probably bring it up by way of
What's the size
truck
that you're looking at?
She is 35 feet. Mm-hmm. So she's a little smaller than the Barbara, about 10 feet smaller.
Right.
She holds about 20 people. She has a shallower draft, and she goes a little faster. So.
Okay. And you'll be doing the mail deliveries off of that boat?
Correct. So what we did last year was we just ran a whaler with the mail. We had to obviously honor the contract.
Hey, look at that. I just guessed on the Boston whaler thing.
But we didn't take any passengers. So we hope to have the boat in the water here in August. It's taking a little longer. We put a new engine in it and stuff.
But the dinner boat, the Judge,
that's all running. Yeah.
Now, when do you start doing that?
So we're shooting for the week of Mother's Day to have it in the water, and we'll start really operating. I think our first cruise is on the 23rd of May.
Oh, that's
so you're not going to have a Mother's Day brunch on it?
Mother's Day was a little early this year. We did hit it last year, but this year it's just a little too early. I don't think the weather's going to be.
And quick question, and this may be an obvious one: why do you need a mail boat on the water? Why can't you get to the houses on land and deliver the mail?
So if you look at how long it takes to get around the lake and the number of lanes that go down to the water all the way around, because it starts.
It'd be wildly inefficient, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's hugely inefficient.
Oh, so that's why they do it on the lake.
And there is a section of the lake where there is no road access. They all go in by boat. They don't have any cars.
Let's talk this guy a little longer.
Yeah.
Sherwood Inn and other stuff you got going. So hang out for a few minutes with us?
Sounds great.
All right.
All right.